Good morning, everyone. Anthony, Wall Street Trader, 9:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's December 31st, 2021. This isn't financial advice. This is educational. Click the subscribe, share the video, click the thumbs up. We're here to talk about Nucypher and Keep. So, what's going on here? We are doing not so bad. We're starting to pick up nicely. We almost hit 79 cents just moments ago. Pulled back a little bit to 76, 73. Couple of newsworthy points. Just want to point out one thing. Nucypher, the folks that vote on Nucypher's direction in terms of whether to halt or not halt inflation, that vote is coming to a close. By the way, the tally looks like it's going to vote towards halting inflation. Well, inflation in crypto land basically means that Nucypher has to create out of thin air new Nucypher coins, basically creating a dilution effect onto the existing Nucypher. But they have to create these new Nucypher coins to help reward the stakers. This is what they have to do in order to keep people incentivized to stake on their mainnet and other test nets, etc. So it's a reward to help keep continuity of the network. Now, what they're planning to do is displace that inflation and put it into the threshold network and then halt Nucypher inflation. Well, that's actually a great sign. If you're a Nucypher holder, this is very helpful because, number one, in my view, and again, this is not financial advice. This is the first time I've seen something like this happening where there is a halt on inflation in this regard, especially for a merger and acquisition of, Nucypher and Keep to create threshold. What's very interesting here is that we will have no new supply being added into the Nucypher US dollar pair, which could mean that we could start to see some real gains on Nucypher. And I'm not 100% sure of this, but generally speaking, when you stop onboarding supply of something and you have the same demand for something, it's economics 101. Prices tend to go up. Anyway, that's just my view, and I'm not sure how many people are aware of that, but I want you to know that I think that halting inflation could actually be a very good thing. Now, the counter argument to that could be that folks that are staking it now probably don't want to stake it anymore, so they're going to dump their Nucypher and move on to something else where they can do that. Some people only care about staking, and that's just their thing. I'm more into it as an investor. So now we have to figure out which way is this actually going to go. I personally would take the side that I think Nucypher will wind up going up. Anyway, that's just my view because it is connected to the Ethereum network. More so, Keep is a little more slanted towards the Bitcoin network, and they kind of merge together in the middle with this threshold concept. Now, let's move into Nucypher US dollar support right now at 70 cents. Resistance around 81 cents, so 80 cents or so. And we're starting to see it starting to trek up. And it's very good to see because while Bitcoin starts catching a bid, Nucypher Bitcoin is actually doing relatively well. Because Bitcoin dominance has also been going on up as well. Look at that, 0.5%. And you can see Nucypher Bitcoin still kind of holding its own here. Now, Nucypher Bitcoin, we do have more consolidation here. And I have a feeling at some point this thing's going to start heading back up to 1648 over the next week. And I think once this vote is actually done on halting Nucypher inflation, who knows where this thing could go. But I think we're right at the right spot right here, right now. I think this is the area you want to be if you're a Nucypher holder. So buckle in. That's all my point is. In the meantime, Keep to US dollar. Also starting to talk about creating a vote for halting Keep inflation. And that's a whole other discussion. But right now, this thing spiked up to 80 cents, pulled back. And we kind of know that 80 cents is a bit of a challenge because we've got that line. It's been going on for some time. But overall, I think we could start to see a bounce off of this line here, which is 73 cents and change. Now we're going to flip over to Keep Bitcoin. Sorry, my graphs are a little bit all over the place. So Keep to Bitcoin actually doing really, really well over the last couple of days. Look at this thing. We went from 1,400 all the way up to 1,672 and back again. It's pretty remarkable. There's a lot of strength going on here on the Keep pair as well. And I think as a result of talking now about a vote for inflation, for halting inflation rather on Keep, this is creating a lot more stir. So, am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. Supply and demand. That's it. Supply and demand. If you are shrinking supply or you're slowing down the new supply that comes on every day and you stop it and you have the same amount of demand, in my view, I think this thing goes up, just like Nucypher will. Nucypher is a little closer to the vote, to the end of a vote to halt it. So I'd say Nucypher probably would happen to first, but if the news is out, the news is out. If it happens with Nucypher and it goes up and everyone's voting on Keep to halt Keep inflation, they'll probably go up on the same day Nucypher will. That's just my view. In the meantime, Bitcoin US dollar is starting to come up. We talked about this a couple of days ago. Bitcoin going up means that why would we see it going up on a Friday? Well, this is the last day. If people are starting to sell for tax reasons this week, which we talked about on last video, then today would probably be less of it because most people have already probably sold for tax purposes over the first few days of this week. Now we're seeing it slow down clearly. We're at 48,000 right now. We were just last night all the way down here at 46.8. We're going to see how this thing pans out. But right now we do have a floor of support around 47.2. Obviously 54 is what I'm thinking in terms of resistance. Now, Bitcoin dominance is starting to also creep up. And what's beautiful about this is that this is creeping up on the back of Bitcoin going up. Why do I like this pair going up? With Bitcoin going up, well, it sets us up so that when Bitcoin after it's done going up and it stalls, we want to see Bitcoin dominance start to come down to start moving the bullishness over to the altcoin side. So more to drop the further this thing is up. But again, make no mistake about it. With Bitcoin dominance going up and while Bitcoin US dollar is going up, it's a great thing for altcoins. Again, it's setting the table for a real rally. And none other than Nucypher, I think, will be one that will rally no matter what happens to Bitcoin based on what I'm seeing in terms of this inflation halt. I think it's a great big deal for Nucypher holders. Talk soon.